he said he was going to have somebody with him.
Hussein's going to give him hand signals. So, where do you get the motos?
I went next door to the cabin.
Okay.
Christina's going to bring them up for every round.
Okay. Because Grayson can get them too.
Yeah.
Wait, why do... That's cool. We start out hot.
My lot are up there, look. It's in wavy.
It'd be fun to have binoculars here just to see who's doing what. I probably should have to that. It's always the case. Remember when there was record stores?
Yeah.
I used to always have to go to the bathroom when I got there too.
I'm even.
Okay. Dum 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 dum. The integrity of that pen is suspect.
It is. I don't know where my other one's gone. I brought one with me, now I can't find it. Where the hell's that gone?
It was white, right?
Yeah, I think I left it on the table downstairs. It's in one of these pockets. It's alright. I'll use one that's less suspect.
Yes, yes, yes. UCI BMX World Cup. We are in Manchester, Great Britain. I'm Jason Richardson, sitting here with
Richard Eames. How's things, Jason?
It's going quite well. We are under the roof. We are inside, under the roof, bright lights, beautiful track in your home country, and not too far from where you live.
I've got that sense of pride coming through, Jason. I'm so excited. We're in Manchester. the home national, the home round of the World Cup. There are the dates on screen.
Your home round.
Yeah, Manchester, the 27th and 28th of April. We then go to Papendal on the 11th and 12th of May. Saint-Quentin-en-Yvelines in France on the 8th and 9th of June. Rock Hill, and then Santiago del Estero.
So we have 5 stops, 10 chances at points. And as we all know, and if you don't know, we are in Olympic qualifying season. So we are going to see all the cast of characters out there, the best and brightest from every country that has any kind of BMX bicycle racing. They will all be on the circuit. But today, as you can see, we're in Manchester, Great Britain. And that view is of the first turn, round 1, men and elite women. Then we go to the last chance. That will be men and elite women as well. On to the 16th finals. Now, after the last chance qualifier, it is single elimination. Then the 8th finals, quarterfinals, semifinals for the women and men respectively, and then rounding out the day with the finals for both the elite men and elite women here in Manchester. Great day of racing ahead of us. Definitely looking forward to getting started in this beautiful city of Manchester. Rich, this is your spot.
This is my spot, home of such great institutions as Manchester United, Manchester City. It's a shopping paradise for visitors now. It's turning into a real commercial hub. Is Manchester, places like Piccadilly, the Arndale Centre, Deansgate in Manchester. There's so much for people to see and do. The National Football Museum. It's a hub of sport in all aspects, but this weekend, Jason, it's a hub for BMX racing.
And a hub it is. Beautiful church right there. Hey, what do you know? It's raining in England. That never happens.
It wouldn't be Manchester without a bit of rain, Jason.
That's right, that's right. Kind of like coming to San Diego and wanting to see sun. So there's the cycling center as we see the Manchester Velo Park, and we are inside of it right now, bringing you a great BMX race. BMX track straight ahead. As we see, they are sweeping the turns. Now we are indoor, and as you see the dust flying off that broom, that does tend to happen. The conditions, we're going to give you the indoor conditions, 18 degrees Celsius, so this is climate controlled. The wind is at 0, so if anyone complains about the wind, that's all in their head. But nothing like having perfect conditions for a BMX race.
Yeah, perfect conditions indeed, Jason. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen the Manchester facility look so good. We were down on track earlier on. The surface is absolutely perfect. The venue is primed to perfection. It's decorated like you wouldn't believe. It just looks so good.
It does look good, and they have made some changes, and we'll probably get into that when we do a course preview, but the track has gotten wider and faster. Here are the World Cup standings from 2018 with Nick Kimmen. He took home the World Cup title last year, followed by the Frenchman Joris Daudet, Andre Maheu, Van Gent, Graf, Chirac, and Dean. So definitely a French and Dutch, what is it?
Scenario
up front. Yeah, I lost my words. Followed by Graf, Corbin, Chirac, and Anthony Dean. But the French and Dutch dominating. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, and moving on to the ladies, it was a very similar story with Laura Smulders right there at the top of the standing. She's the most consistent rider in BMX at the moment. Saya Sakakibara in there in 2, Judy Bao in 3, Yaroslava Bondarenko leading the Russian army in 4 with Natalia Afremova in 5. Elise Willoughby looking good this weekend already. She's in there in 6. Manon Valentino in 7 and Drew McKeelson in 8.
Yeah, Bondarenko might be out for this event as she was hurt last week during training or racing. Again, the weather conditions indoor, 18 degrees Celsius. So that in Fahrenheit is probably around 65 or 70 maybe. And the wind is at 0. There's the shot of the venue and the elite men's start list. Here we go. Round 1, heat 1. Nick Kieman, Klashenko, Patty Sherrick, Bruner, Ballerini, and Soto Araya from Chile. And Strasden's making some space for himself in lane 8. There they are. That's the view from the top of the hill. Our series champion from last year, Nick Kieman in lane 1, closest to the camera. All eyes are going to be on him, but do not count out the Russian Klashenko just next to him. This is the start of the 2019 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup. we are quite certain everyone wants to make a great start. Nick Kimmin checking with the starter to see if we're on go. And he's coming out of his pedals just for a minute, so those nerves, first race of the season, and we're a go. Down the gate they go, first round. Looks like Nick Kimmin straight to the front, catching a bit of air over that first jump, but he's going to take it in the first corner in first. Klashenko diving in for the second, but right now it's all Nick Kimmin with Klashenko moving back to the third place position. Sharek, his local track, his home track, he trains here. He's going to find his way to second going into the last corner, see if he can catch Kimmin, which it looks like he's going to contest him, but Kimmin's going to hold on for first, followed by Sharek and Klashenko. With a crash at the line by Strasdens, I believe. Not quite making it across. That's unfortunate for him. He'll move on to the last chance.
Yeah, that'll settle Paddy Sharrock's nerves a little bit. I know he's been putting in a lot of work in the lead up to this race, so to get a nice second place finish in that first moto, that's great for the local guy, Nick Kimmin out in front. That's somewhere I think we've seen quite a bit today, Jason.
Wouldn't be surprised if he loses a lap all day. We look down on the second heat.
See there on the inside, Joris Dode out of France. Mika Strasdens. Oops, looks like he's had.
Looks like his handlebar broke. That's unfortunate.
Justin Kimmer also in this moto as well, doing it from the Netherlands, following big brother Nick down the start hill.
So rumor has it, Joris Dode sitting in lane 1. He says he will probably break a track record here before the end of the weekend.
We'll soon see. Alrighty, heat number 2 underway here at Manchester, the UCI BMX Supercross 2019, rounds 1 and 2. Joris leaning out, that looks like Anthony Dean, I think it is, working his way up there into 2. De Souza. James Palmer in there as well, doing it for Canada. Stindl in there in 3, Palmer's in there in 4, but Joris Dode of France, you know he's got this one on lockdown, leading in and out of the turn. De Souza looking nice and comfortable in 2. The guy's just working out those kinks and nerves. Dode takes it, De Souza in 2, Stindl in 3, Palmer in 4. Babris and Justin Kimmin not having the best of laps. He was back there in 6.
De Souza with a great first straightaway from the outside. I know Domingos Lamoglia and Greg Frederick will be happy about that. And on to the next group, we have Andre Resende, Verhoeven, Trey White, a favorite here, Bujaki, Pena, and Eberhard from Switzerland.
And expect the home crowd to go wild if Trey White is anywhere near the front.
Anywhere. So eyes are on the world champion, Sylvain Andre, and of course the Team GB rider sitting here in Great Britain, living here in Great Britain, Trey White, who's already standing up and poised to go. Locked and loaded, they come flying down the hill. Looks like Andre straight to the front. Trey White with a really good start as well, just outside of him. Watch for Resende. Nope, he's not going to get under Trey White, so it's going to be Andre White 1 and 2 as they jump the pro sets into the second corner. Andre with the classic bar hump and Trey White in second. Andre trying to put some space on Trey White, but Resende making up some ground on Trey. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Andre, White, and Resende as they cross the line. Looks like the fourth might be a photo finish, but that's going to be Pena from España.
Yeah, definitely working on some shorter lap times here compared to a track like Papendal, Jason, so we should be moving pretty quickly through the races. Heat number 4 lining up. We've got Roman Mayu from France, Katishev from Russia, Eddie Clertet from France, Pomnarev, Yoshi Vipinen, and Alida, all lined up on the gates. Roman Mayu of France on the inside there, just adjusting those gloves, making those last-minute little tweaks. More to get himself ready mentally than anything. So it's Mayu and Katishev on the inside, but you've got to look for the dark horse, Eddie Clertet. He's working his way into second as well. The Russians charging in, Pomarov in there as well, going through, but it's Roman Mayu leading it out. But look at the Russians, they're stacked up there, 2 and 4. Eddie Clertet in there in 3, and that guy's got some skills when it goes to going through a rhythm section. Ponomamarev going through on the 898 plate. Roman Mayudo of France looking comfortable in this one. Looks like he's got it in the bag. Mayu's going to get it. Katishev, he's going to get that 2 spot. Eddie Clerté in 3.
Clerté with a smart race in 3rd. His father, Michael Clerté, looking on. Clerté kind of settling into that 3rd place position. I thought he was going to press it into the 2nd corner, but he decided to qualify. Next up, we have round 1, Heat 5, Van Gent, Okenda, Darnan, Smith, and Sciortino. For Twan Van Gent, he'll be in lane 1, wanting to go straight to the front. But Jeremy Smith, the U.S. rider, putting in a lot of work lately. Down the hill they go. Looks like Smith off to a decent start, but no one can catch Van Gent as he goes into the 1st corner in 1st. Looks like Smith is getting dove on by Okendo. Okendo known to be a very smart rider and strong finisher. So it's going to be Smith going back to 4th. It's going to be Van Gent, Okendo, Darnan, the French rider, and Smith going back. It looks like Okendo going off of his pedals. Don't know how that happened. He unclips. He goes off the track all by himself. Van Gent taking the win, followed by Darnan, Fletcher getting in there, and Smith as well. Everyone else will be relegated to the last chance qualifier.
Right, next up, heat number 6, David Graf from Switzerland, Quentin Duron from France, Tugas from Canada, Gargaglia from Italy, Juve from France, and Mattia Furlan also in there for Italy, and Thomas Juve from France as well. So this is heat number 6 lining up. David Graf, a lot of people got him down for a very strong performance this weekend, Jason. I think we'll be seeing David definitely in the semis and probably the main event a little bit later on. He's been absolutely flying these last few weeks. Certainly had it going on in Zolder last weekend at the European Cup round. Had an unfortunate crash on day 1, but certainly looked good day 2, and we may see some extra special skills as he goes down this first straight.
Would not be surprised to see him come home with a win.
Heat number 6 underway. It's Graf, de Rom and Tugas on the inside as they head towards the first turn. The inside line is so important here at Manchester to get a good run down that second straight. Graf leading it out. Tugas in there in 2. De Rom going through in 3. And the 282 of Thomas Juve, he's in there in 4, doing it for the French. But Graf, the Swiss rider, super tech, he's got this one in the bag at the moment, bringing it down the final straight. Graf's going to get it. Graf's looking good across the line. Tugas with a strong second place. De Rom in there in 3, Juve in 4, Gargaglia in 5, Furlan in 6.
Tugas with an impressive first straightaway. He was looking good in practice, so nice to see him back that up. As we move on down the program, we have Shira, Nagasako, Ospina, Berchamp, Cullen, Bias, Lodic, and Grazian. Cullen, another Team GB rider, talking to him today, he said he feels good and he's looking forward to today's racing. You see the American, the national champ, the USA, Corbin Shira in lane 1. We are up and ready. Down the hill they go. Looks like Corbin Shira almost off to the front. Looks like he's being contested by the Colombian just outside of him. Shira finds his way on the inside, comes out of the first turn in 4th, but it looks like the Colombian rider all over him and finds his way around him. That's going to be Ospina pedaling around Mr. Shira. That's rare. Nagasako in 3rd, getting his way into the camera, so he's carrying a lot of speed, but Ospina really flying this lap, followed by Shira. That might go to a photo. Then Nagasako and Berchamp making it in. Cullen and the rest of the crew going to the last chance qualifier. Very surprising ride by Ospina. What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, he's done well to get around Corbin Shira there.
Outside.
Yeah, absolutely. As heat number 8 takes the stage, Anthony Dean, Alfredo Campo, Renaud Blanc, Asuma Nakai, Yoshimura from Japan, Balbach from Germany, Masuda from Japan, and Kevin Schunk from Switzerland. This is round 1, heat number 8. And as heat number 8 leaves the gate, we've got serious horsepower on the inside with Anthony Dean and Alfredo Campo leading it into the turn. That's Renault Blanc. Nice to see him back. He's in there in 3 at the moment, trying to make some moves. He's worked his way up into 2. Campo in 3. That looks like Kevin Shunk in there in 4. Oh no, it's Asuma Nakai out of Japan. So the Japanese rider looking for a good top 4 finish here. But it's Anthony Dean, the Australian powerhouse. He's bringing it down the final straight. Renault Blanc looking good in that 2nd spot. He's going to get it. Alfredo Campos safe in 3rd. Nakai in 4. Yoshimura in there in 5.
Anthony Dean getting out a little bit late, managing to hold on to that 1st place. As we move up to heat number 9, Molina, Pelluard, Larson, Racine, Webster, Tizar, Martin, Isidore. Pelluard was French, now Colombian. Makes sense. Molina sitting in lane 1. He's been known to get a podium every now and then at these World Cups from Argentina. Looks like Pelluard had a great start, but Molina powers by him. Larson going straight to the front. Saw him earlier doing some visualization exercises in the pits. It must have worked because Larson finds his way to the front. Pelluard going into 4th, Molina finding his way into 3rd, and Cole Tizar into 2nd place. So it looks like Larson back to 3rd, and Tizar taking that front. So I know Coach Tizar, North Carolina, is happy about that. Tizar taking command of that one, followed by Molina, Pelluard, and Larson. So both Americans getting through, with an Argentinian and Colombian as well.
Yeah, I think Colt Tizar's been making the most of the time he's been spending in here with the White brothers and training with the English boys, as heat number 10 lines up. Rago Richard from France, Palaminos from Chile, Bouty from Switzerland, Chappelle and Garoyan from France, Maynard Peel out of New Zealand, Mentlik from the Czech Republic, and Jakob Bernhardt from Germany. Mathis Rago Richard in there on the inside. Palaminos from Chile. And Cedric Bouty, he's been putting some good laps in on the European circuit as well. Heat 10 leaves the gate. Sunday didn't get the best of starts down that hill, but one rider who did was Palaminos out of Chile, but he's just been swooped at the moment by the French rider heading down that straight. That looks like Leo Garoyan, who won the junior world title in Azerbaijan last year. He's in front, Palaminos in 2, Chappelle, Theo Chappelle in 3, Mathis Rago Richard in 4. So this is a strong lap for the French. They've got 3 riders in there, and the guy leading it through, Leo Garoyan, moving up from junior to the senior elite class and opening his account with a win. Chappelle in 2, Palaminos in 3, and Cedric Bouty in 4.
Wow, what a nice way to introduce yourself to the elite class. Garoyan taking down that 1st place and qualifying through. Next up, heat 11, Harmsen, Schotman, Brethauer, Rosa, Galmers, Makoni, Schaub, and Hashimoto. Will Hashimoto win this moto is the question. You knew I had to go.
You had to go there.
Harmsen sitting in lane 1, not one of the smallest guys out there, definitely known for his power and strength down the 1st straightaway. See a strong, off to a strong start as stated. Looks like Harmsen straight to the front, followed by Brethauer. Brethauer finding his way into 2nd. That will be great for him if he can hold on to it, but Harmsen taking control of this race as they jump and land into the 2nd corner. Rosa in 3rd and Schotman in 4th. He's going to be holding on to a qualifier, fighting for that qualifying position, but right now it's all Harmsen and Brethauer as they take up space down the last straight. They're going to have an easy qualification with Harmsen, Brethauer, Rosa, and Galmers, the Australian of Rosa, getting in there on 3rd. It's good to see him back. He had a couple crashes last season.
Heat 12 contains Kais Kakibara from Australia, Fantoni from Italy, Jay Shippers from the Netherlands, Wouter Segers from Belgium, Jai Honch from Australia, Matt Krasavakis, I think that is, Devecchi and Barbosa. Kai Sakakibara in lane 1 in this moto, and he's got the best start, 2.560 to the bottom of the hill. So the hill time's been getting ever quicker across the weekend, and he's leading this one through. Jay Shipper's working his way there into 2. Fantoni, I think it is in 3, but he's coming under pressure as well. So Sakakibara out of Australia, looking good in this Heat 12. He's opening up a bit of a gap now. He's going to take this one to the line. Jay Shipper's nice and comfortable. He's in there in 2. Who's going to get that 3rd spot? Kasavakis from Australia. Fantoni in there in 4. Valter Sagers going through in 5. One rider going down.
Looks like Jai Holmes maybe on the ground as we're going to check in on him. Sakakibara having a nice lap. Putting in a lot of work in the off season. Next up, Heat 13, Lopez, Villegas, Dave Vandenberg, Topinka, Moore, Justin Posey, Kunzel, and Vandenberg.
Justin Posey came down to our local BMX track.
That's right.
Just outside of Manchester, spent some time with the local kids, which was much appreciated.
It's always nice to see these top elite riders get out there amongst the public, riding with the kids. Jai Holmes. Good guy, good kid, one of the younger in this elite category. I'm sure he's not pleased with going down the first round, but I think it's nice to see him walk off. A little bit of help, but definitely walking off. Looks like he's probably going to have a couple bumps and bruises, but we'll see if he comes back for the next round. There we go, Heat 13. That's Lopez, Calixto in front, in lane 1, excuse me. Villegas from Argentina in lane 2. Powerhouse of this round will have to be Dave Vandenberg. He's in lane 3, part of the Dutch army in that orange.
Yeah, they call him Big Dave, and there's a reason for that. There's some serious power going to get laid down on this first straight.
Corbin Shara, of course, won that and was the final guy to fill out the U.S. Olympic team. But Justin Posey, no slouch on his own. And definitely a crowd favorite in the U.S. for sure. I know they're watching on at home in North Carolina. Mama Posey sitting at the edge of her seat. Watch her boy roll down that hill. He has his work cut out for him because all the other gentlemen in that gate want the same thing. Making sure the track's clear, and it looks like we're up and ready. Heat number 13. Will the Colombian rider beat out the Dutch rider to the front? Will Posey make room? Looks like Posey's going to get over on Vandenberg. Hello, good morning. Anyway, so Posey putting the power down on the powerhouse. Posey nosing it in, going into the second corner. Vandenberg looking to make up some room, so Posey's got to get his track speed on if he wants to hold on to the win, as Vandenberg is in second, but both of those two powerhouses just pulling away from the rest of the crowd. Looks like Calixto is in third place, but it's going to be Posey, maybe Vandenberg, not sure. It's a photo. Definitely Lopez for the third, and the fourth place will go to Kunzel from Switzerland. Yeah,
there was some action in that first turn, Jason. A couple of riders went down, not quite sure who that was, but they seem to be rolling away as heat number 14 appears in front of us. Ramirez, Meye, Kai White, Tristan Tornabize, Stefan Heil, Marco Jackal, Ryo Shimada, and Michael Boyle out of the USA on the 206.
So crowd favorite for this one has got to be Kai White.
If Kai pulls out some of his very famous third and fourth straight moves, I'm sure you will hear the crowd go wild. Definitely a local favorite. Go with heat 14. Heat 14 leaving the gate. Kai White looking like he got a good one. He's right there in the middle. He's got a rider right there next to him as well. That'll be Roman Meillet out of France. Meillet leading it through. No, Kai White is taking the lead, so the crowd will be going absolutely wild for the hometown boy. He's in there in 1, Meillet in 2, Ramirez in 3, Stefan Heil from Germany in there in 4. Kai White looking very, very comfortable, doing it for Great Britain. He knows this track like the back of his hand. He's got this one in the bag. The crowd applauding, getting excited with a Great Britain win. Meillet in there in 2, Carlos Ramirez in 3.
I think, I have to check, but I think Kai White may have smashed that lap with the fastest lap time so far. He tripled into that corner. Hillard, Marquardt, Webster, Schmidt, Meyer, Rauschken, Kikuchi, and Dumi, excuse me, will be in round number 15. Arthur Prillard in lane 1. Next to him, Swiss rider Simon Marquardt, lane 2. Feel like this moto, this heat skews rather young as it goes with age. We're up and ready. Could be anyone's race as they head down the hill. Looks like the Swiss rider Marquardt taking it from lane 2, at least into the first corner. French rider going down, Pillard. He's gonna have to go to the last chance, but Marquardt grabbing a pedal in between those two big doubles as he goes into the second corner with a pretty good shot. Schmidt, he'll be in second, the German rider. So it's gonna be Marquardt and Schmidt 1 and 2 as there's a lot of space between them. Third place rider can't quite make that out as they come across the line. It's gonna be all Swiss, followed by Schmidt. So it's Marquardt, Schmidt, Dumi, and Webster. So 2 German riders making it out. Frank Brix would be happy.
A little bit harsh there for Pilar. He's been going well on the European scene. He's going to the last chance qualifier here in the first round of the World Cup. As 16 lines up, Jeremy Rencarel, Andrade, Willem Isidore, Christian Kriegers, Nick Long, Gabby Malenfant, Ole Schruel, and Mario Lopez. It's Rico for this.
Not to be confused with Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell.
Where he's going to oh, I think he's gone down.
Wow.
Rider hitting the deck. Brazilian rider in there in 3. Nick Long working his way into 2. So Quillen Isidore, he's going to have a very, very tough job to make it through. But leading out, Jeremy Rencarel, Nick Long in 2, Andrade in 3. That looks like Christos Kriegers out of Latvia. He's in there in 4 at the minute. Jeremy Rencarel on that 29 bike, bringing it to the strike. Nick Long looking good for that second spot. He's going to take it. Who's going to get the 3rd? Andrade gets the 3rd. Gabby Malenfant the 4th. But let's hope that Quillen Isidore, he's up and okay. He's still down on that first straight at the moment as it stands. Tough break for the
Yeah,
rider.
I looked up and then next thing I see is just white jersey flailing. Quillen Isidore, hope he's okay. Next up, Heat 17, Naverstad, Malyshenkov, Evans, Tahiko, Yamaguchi, Matsushita, Amadou Mir. He's been gone and now he's back, and Ponton from France.
Yeah, good to see Quillen Isidore walking away. Let's hope he's not too close to battered and can make it back for the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, Tori Naverstad in lane 1. Looking speedy in practice. Kyle Evans, the European champion.
Hence the jersey.
Hence the jersey. He'll be coming out of lane 3, it looks like. The riders are waiting for the official call. We're up and ready. Tori Naverstad ever so pensive as he's waiting for his time to go. Evans out first, over jumps the first jump a little bit. That's just enough for Naverstad to slip in there. So it's going to be Naverstad and Evans 1 and 2. Evans, this is local track, so we will see if Evans makes use of that local knowledge and those secret lines to get around Naverstad, as we have Malyshenkov, I believe, in third place, the Russian, as he puts some space between third and fourth. But it's going to be Naverstad, followed by Evans, maybe a photo finish, maybe Evans and Naverstad. So we go Evans, Naverstad, Malyshenkov, and the Japanese rider, Yamaguchi, getting in there for that last spot. Woo!
So, all action, Jason, in the first round of the leads.
That was some good, clean racing, wasn't it?
A bit of a mixed bag for Great Britain. Kyle Evans, Kai White going well. Unfortunately, Quillen Isidore just taking something. So we'd just like to see him back for the last chance qualifier later on. He's worked so hard for this. So we'll soon see. There is your result. Yamaguchi there in fourth. Malyshenkov in third. Naverstad in second. Kyle Evans confirmed taking the win for Great Britain in number 17.
Looking at the times, Kai White so far has the fastest time. And keep in mind, kind of shut it down before the finish line.
Well, that bodes well for later on. I'm sure we'll be seeing Kai up there.
It does. All right, so the next time we see the men, it will be for the last chance qualifier. And then, as you know, we go on to the single elimination. And in single elimination, it is fourth or better to get through. So the next time we see the elite men, it will be last chance qualifier, which means everyone who did not make it out of that first round will go into this last chance. So if they want to keep their dreams alive, it's up to them to get through the last chance for 5 more chances. The elite women will be coming up next as they make sure the track is in perfect condition for them. Rich, how does it feel to have such a big race so close to home?
Well, it certainly made it easier on the travel side, Jason, that's for sure. Just a nice drive in yesterday morning, so rather than getting on a plane, so that was definitely handy. But to have this facility here in Manchester has just been absolute gold, because over the winter in Great Britain, the weather just doesn't play ball, and to have this within driving distance of home for myself and all the local riders to practice on, you can't ask for anything more. Just as we look at Strasdins taking that tumble across the finish line, Tuan van Gent looking really good in his moto, leading it out. That looks like Kaisa Kakibara being tracked down by Jay Shippers. We can see how tight it's getting in the turn with riders sliding out left and right. I think that's going to get more pronounced later on, Jason.
Yeah, as we see Posey jump, that's pretty impressive for Posey to beat Vanderberg down the first straight from the outside. As we see Kai White, he's just on the outside, and then the way he pushes past Maye on the outside of that. So Kai White making use of those long legs and arms as he pumps through this track, uses every bit of his body and that bike to create speed everywhere on the track. So younger riders and older ones might want to learn from Kai White on track efficiency, that's for sure. Throwing a little bit of style, tripling into that corner. That's not often that we've seen people do that into the last corner in the race, and then tripling that last jump. The finish line. So that's the fastest lap so far. Women coming up, elite women. So we have the round 1, and fourth or better will get them to the 8th finals. 5th or worse will send them to the last chance. It's as simple as that. BMX is simple and pure. 4th or better will keep you in the hunt. For the most part, I believe last chance it's 2. So last chance is a bit cutthroat. The elite women are up next, and they have been going every bit as strong and as fast as the men from what we've seen in practice earlier on.
Heat 1 for the women, just an absolute treat, because we've got the world champion Laura Smith in there, and the return of the Olympic champion Mariana Pajon after the best part of a year out with injury. She injured herself at Crocodile last year. She'd had surgery on her knee, and she's been back this weekend looking as good as she's always looked on a bike. And we can't wait to see her battling out there on the Manchester track. Your thoughts on that one, Jason?
You took away all my thoughts. No, just kidding. No, it's nice to see Mariana back. She's always smiling, positive as ever. But definitely just watching the women in practice, there is a lot of women that have stepped up for sure. So I'm very proud to bring all of the action and call it as I see it as we move through the program. I think there might even be some surprises.
I think so as we move further on through the program, for sure. If the fans want to get in touch with us, Jason, here at BMX Live TV, how would they do that?
Well, they can always private message us on Instagram. I'm at real Dr. J Rich or at BMX Live TV.
I'm at BMX Commentator, Feel free to drop us a little note by a direct message on Instagram if you want to, and we'll try and get through some of your comments, some of your questions, and just see what you guys out there are thinking, because it's always good to have the viewpoints of the fans. Let us know what you think of the new track here at Manchester, what you think of the racing, and also give us your predictions. Let us know who you think the top riders are going to be on the podium at the end of the day. So it's at real Dr. J Rich and at BMX Commentator on Instagram. Drop us a note, let us know, and we'll get through as many as we possibly can.
As you were talking, I was just checking on my feed just now. Looks like we have a lot of people watching, at least in stateside, South America as well. Most of England BMX is here, that's for sure.
Yeah, plenty of the local clubs around here, the local BMX clubs, they've made sure that their riders and families know that there are tickets available and tickets have been bought, so all the local BMX clubs are here.
So shout out to Greg Frederick, Marcus Frederick, Lucas Frederick, and Nico Frederick. They are watching from Orlando, Florida. Hopefully Daniela Frederick is getting a break because all of her boys are watching the BMX. Shout out to Coach Brendan Arnold from Canada. Thank you. We will definitely take heed to that. Also, shout out to all the UCI downhillers in Maribor, Slovenia this weekend. They got a big one going off this weekend as well.
Yeah, that'll be another really big weekend of racing.
Yeah, so all friends in arms, I suppose.
Yeah, questions on different wheel sizes, different frame sizes.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see if Danny Hart of Great Britain can just produce some magic.
You are so biased, so biased. It's all right though. That's the good. That's why you're a fan, right?
Yeah, I remember Danny as a little kid on his BMX bike sending big sets of doubles and things of that
That's
nature.
right. BMX is the starting ground. Let's be real here. I mean, you start riding a BMX bike, learning those fundamental skills, they translate into every cycling discipline with success.
And some of our younger fans here with their little signs that they're holding up, Puerto Rico and Norway, I'm sure those young men are probably more from Manchester than any other place, but the fans all sat there. I can see a few familiar faces from the local BMX clubs sat there in the crowd. Got a shout out for Ewan Danger Drain from Scotland. That's good. Fergus 090. Instagram and Twitter. Also, if you want to get in touch with myself and Jason directly, at real.jrich and at BMX Commentator on Instagram. Drop us a note, let us know what you're thinking, what's going on. While we go through these early rounds, we'll endeavour to do a few shout-outs and answer some questions and some comments. Always good to chat to you guys. And we like to know that the fans are watching and engaging. So this facility here in Manchester has been here since 2011. It's been through a few changes in terms of its layout, the jumps, that kind of thing, and over the winter it was changed again in preparation for this actual event, and the changes have been universally kind of given the thumbs up by most people. Some people may think it's a little bit too easy for the elite riders, but certainly from a point of view of your regular riders, the guys who are here week in, week out, they all seem to think it's flowing a lot better for them, which is a nice thing to have. Certainly the racing's always going to be fast and furious, no matter which side of the track you're on. But we're looking forward to bringing you the action here today at Manchester, the UCI BMX Supercross Round 1. Indoors in Manchester. As I can see the elite women moving towards the top of the gates. We're going to be going back to racing very, very shortly.
Look just to the top of the hill. It looks like the women are getting ready. Locked and loaded, as they like to say. So the elite women, this is round 1. Top 4 will get them to the 8th finals. Fifth or worse, and they will be going to the last chance qualifier. Round 1. As we see your current world champion and World Cup champion, Laura Smulders, in lane 1. Next to her, Mariana Pajón, Miss Priscila Estevão from Brazil, Dominique Asuero, Santos, Eberhard, and Yabuta. That's round 1. That sounds like a semi in and of itself. No predictions here. Let's just sit back and watch. I will call the action. Round 1, Heat 1, elite women. Textbook gate start from the Dutch rider. Coming up a little short over that first jump. Mariana Pajón being pushed on the outside by Stevaux, but it's going to be Smulders, Pajón tucking that back wheel in. Jump to manual down that second straight. That's pretty skill saw. So it's going to be Smulders, Pajón, 1 and 2. Asuero in there for the 4th place, I think, as 1 and 2 make some real estate space between 3rd place. It's going to be Smulders, followed by Pajón, Asuero, and Stevaux from Brazil.
That's a nice stress-free way for Mariana Pajón to bring herself back into the rigours of World Cup racing. Noticeable there was a bit of a gap there between Smulders, Pajón, and the rest of the pack. As we look at the official results, Laura Smulders taking the win, Mariana Pajón in 2, Dominique Asuero in 3, and Priscila Estevão making the top 4 there with Julia Dos Santos. Heat number 2 for the ladies, lining up. Seiya Sakakibara, Simone Christiansen, Saya Takayama, Felicia Stansel, Lauren Reynolds, Ellie Featherstone, and Mackenzie Gayhart, all there on the gates. There's a potential for a few finalists to be in there as well. Say Sakakibara, Simone Christiansen. Looking forward to seeing them in the later rounds. It's nice to see Felicia Stansel back on track. All right, heat 2 for the women is Say Sakakibara on the inside, looking like she's going to get the jump on Simone Christiansen as they move through. That's Lauren Reynolds working her way into 2 at the moment. So the Australians going 1 and 2. Mackenzie Gayhart in there doing it for the USA, and Ellie Featherstone as well, but it's the Australia going 1 and 2, Christiansen in 3, and Ellie Featherstone of Great Britain, she's got a top 4 position at the moment as they come in and out of the final turn. Saya Sakakibara looking like she's got this one in the bag. She's going to bring it across the line. Lauren Reynolds for 2, Christiansen for 3, Featherstone for 4, Felicia Stansel for 5, and Mackenzie Gayhart in there in 6.
Good ride by Sakakibara and Reynolds, respectively. Australians just kind of owning that heat. So there's your official. Sakakibara, Reynolds, Christensen, and Featherstone. Featherstone getting in there. Felicia Stansel. It's a surprise disappointment, actually. Sure, she did not get the start she wanted, but we will have to see her in the last round. Next up, heat number 2. Judy Bao, heat number 3, excuse me. Judy Bao, Gabriela Carrillo, Martinez, Walker, Petch, Tano, and Stafford. From Great Britain. 2 New Zealand riders, Sarah Walker, one of the veterans, and Petch, relatively new to the elite women category. Let's see if Judy Bao takes advantage of lane 1. Looks like she does, as we see Sarah Walker on the outside using that vet skill and knowledge. She's going to settle into the second place as Judy Bao takes it up to the front with a double manual in that second straightaway. Looking kind of nice on that as she comes out of the second corner in first place. It's going to be Bao, Walker, and Carrillo. 1, 2, and 3. Bao jumping into that last corner with a nice carve in and carve out. See the different lines that these women are taking down the last straightaway. It's going to be Bao lunging for the finish, followed by Walker, Martinez, and Carrillo back to 4th.
Back on the World Cup Tour full time. She took a second in that one. Judy Bao confirmed is taking the win. Sarah Walker in 2, Tessa Martinez in 3, and Gabriela Bolle Carrillo going through in 4. Eleanor Stafford, the local girl out of the UK, in 5 and across to the last chance qualifier. Heat number 4 lining up. Natalia Afremova of Russia, Danny George of the USA, Buldinska of Latvia, Rumi Huisman from the Netherlands, Meryl Smulders from the Netherlands, Jessie Smith from New Zealand, and Imogen Hill out of Great Britain. Danny George in there in lane number 2, sandwiched between the 2 Eastern European riders, but it's not holding her back. She's just getting squeezed by Meryl Smulders as they go into the turn. Looks like the Russian rider leading it out. Buldinska had some problems in turn number 1, so Russia out front and looking good. Natalia Afremova, that's Meryl Smulders in 2. That looks like Jessie Smith moving into 3. Danny George in a top 4 position at the minute with Rumi Huisman from the Netherlands in there in 5, but Natalia Afremova out of Russia on that 1:16 pace, looking like she's going to pick the win up in this one. Afremova's going to get it. Look at the riders going through in 2 and 3. Smulders going through, Jessie Smith, Danny George, Rumi Huisman. That's your top 5 in moto number 4.
Danny George just making it through. Don't know what happened, why she kept going backwards, but definitely getting in there. The official, Afremova, Smulders, Smith, and George. Good ride by Afremova. Basically winning it from start to finish. Holding on the rest of the crew as we go to heat number 5. We see Elise Willoughby, Burley Van Bentham, Eloise Gonzalez, Dana Tuxer, Paola Santos, Monique Vandervalk, and Aliska Burtonkova. Elise Willoughby in lane 1. Some might say she's the favorite to win today. Marley Van Bentham next to her, the Dutch rider. Strong gate from Elise Willoughby, straight to the front from the bottom of the hill all the way into the first corner. Looks like the Brazilian rider trying to find that second place, but Van Bentham cuts down into second place. But Tuxer now battling Van Bentham for the second place. So Elise Willoughby checking out. Van Bentham finding her way into second place with the Canadian rider of Tuxer in third place. Elise Willoughby looking strong into that last corner as she is leaping down the last straightaway into the first place position, followed by Van Bentham, Tuxer, and Burtonkova from Czech Republic.
Yeah, Marley Van Bentham out of the Netherlands, she actually podiumed here in 2013. I know it was a little while ago, but I'm sure she's looking to make that happen again. As we see the results, Elise Willoughby taking the win. Marley Van Bentham looking good into Tuxer of Canada in 3, Burtonkova in 4. Next up, we've got heat number 6 of elite women. And lining up on the gate, Manon Valentino, Benita Peterzone from Latvia, Camille Mer from France, Nadia Priest from Germany, Andrea Escobar from Colombia, Neda Hausen from Switzerland, and Emma Jateau out of France. Manon Valentino did not get the best of starts. I think she just went a tad early and hit that gate, but it's Camille Mer on the inside battling with Nadia Priest out of Germany. And where is Emma Jateau? She's at the back at the moment, so Priest looking good in 2, but it's Camille Mer, the French rider, on the treble 7, leading it out at the moment. They've opened up a little bit of a gap. Valentino's worked her way back to 3. Peterzone in there in 4. Escobar for Colombia, she's in there in 5. But the French rider on the treble 7, Camille Mer, bringing it to the line. She's going to get this one. Nadia Priest is going to get the 2. Manon Valentino, the head's just down, the body language indicating that she didn't have the best of laps. She's in there in 3. Benita Peterzone of Latvia in 4.
Good ride by Camille Mer, who has the official win for that lap, followed by Priest, Valentino, and Peterzone. They will be the official. Everyone else goes to the last chance qualifier, the LCQ, as we head up for the final, or I should say the final heat of round 1 for elite women. Drew McKeelson, Bethany Shriever, Zoe Claessens, Yui Hayakawa, Veenstra, Granger, and Simpson. McKeelson finishing out in the top 10 for last year's World Cup standings. Next to her is Bethany Shriever, another rider from Great Britain, in lane 2. And we're official. Down the gate they go. Looks like Shriever got out a little bit crooked, but strong nonetheless. Or maybe she just shut down the Canadian on purpose. I don't know. But it's Shriever in and out of the first turn in first, as she is looking to put some space between her and second place. Not trying to rhyme. It just happened that way. But it's Shriever, Claessens, McKeelson, and Veenstra. McKeelson, I believe, in second now. But it's going to be all Shriever in and out of the last corner, as she, with a little bit of style no less, takes it in for the win, followed by the Canadian of McKeelson, the Swiss rider of Claessens, and the Dutch rider of Veenstra.
So some great riding there, Jason, in the elite women first round. Nice to see Bethany Shriever up there, taking a win. Drew McKeelson in there in 2. Zoe Claessens in 3. And Manon Veenstra going through in 4.
Very great ride indeed. That was round 1 for the elite women. As we can see the pan of the track.
I think the thing that made me smile about that more than anything, Jason, was the return of Mariana Palmer. The next time we see these ladies, it will be the last chance qualifier where the top 2 riders from each round will make it through to the 8. So last chance qualifiers for the elite women. That'll be the next time you see them. Looks like.
What does it look like, Rich? Do we have something? We have a little surprise for the viewers at home. No,
I think we do have a surprise. I'll let you tell them what that surprise is.
Okay. Well, we have the Riders' Corner, and who else to bring the Riders' Corner but a rider, one of the great riders himself. He was a national champion in New Zealand,
an Olympian,
and
won a World Cup in Papendal.
Won a World Cup in Papendal. So none other than Mark Willers will be bringing us Riders' Corner. We look at these great replays. There's Smulders going straight to the front with Pahone just next to her, and Stavo actually wanting to give a little bit of business in the first corner, but at Smulders, that textbook classic style, just getting the job done. And Pahone making up some ground on Smulders in this fabulous replay. Fabulous replay work. We have some great replay this season, so that's nice. We want to thank the Baku Media Center for that, the official host broadcaster for the UCI BMX Supercross. Thanks to them, we have some replay to give everyone more to talk about at home.
This Takayama just taking a tumble on that first track. I did wonder what had happened to her in that moto. Saw walking off, but good to see that she actually walked away and was in one piece. As Sarah Walker just seconds into that second position there, behind Judy Bow. Judy out of the Netherlands super team. I think that's a really great way to describe them, Jason.
Yeah, that is a good way. So it looks like we have Mark Willers ready in the corner. I think he had to chase down some people and hunt them down. So we're going to go pitch to Mark Willers as he brings you the Riders' Corner.
Practice. What's going on? Why were you cutting people off in practice?
I haven't done a World Cup since before Rio 2016, so I got back in the bus treatment. I'm sure I could have pulled some strings and got out there, but I'm just a normal rider like everybody else.
No team sandwiches?
Nah, well, I'm in the pit, but no sandwiches.
Right. So, how are you feeling?
I feel good. You know, it was kind of a nice little confidence booster race, or doing beat practice. Just had good gates the whole time, and first round went well. I had outside gate. I need to get a little more confident in the turns, and I've hit my pedal in these turns too many times. So Jeremy Rinkwell kind of kept creeping ahead of me through the turns, but I'll pick it up.
Right, yeah, because you should be fresh, especially after blowing off my party last weekend just to drive to the airport for a flight the next day. You know, so you should be pulling.
I did have to drive by your house nearly I should have done it, but I think I got lactic from missing it just from being here all week and laying around. But I feel good this week. And
so I hear you want to be a barber in another life. Can you save my hairline?
I need to save mine first. I would like to do something creative after racing. I am working currently just at my uncle's office, just doing some computer stuff. I'm staying busy. It feels good just, working 7 to 12 and then getting my training done. But yeah, I'd like to do, tattoo artist or stylist or something like that. Time to go.
Right on. So how did it feel? I don't know if I've ever actually asked you how it felt to cross the line in Rio, win bronze, and then lose bronze.
It was an emotional day. But I walked out of there with my head held high. I laid it out there. I showed up when I had to. I through the motos, I was barely making it. Then when I had to get my points, I would get first or second in the last round, and then in the main, I pulled it out. So I was happy with that. I left there proud. Having a medal would have been cool, but I think me being the face of having a medal going on the Ellen show or something like that would have been dumb. Wouldn't have got any more connections or sponsorship to the sport looking at me. So
I tend to disagree, but hey, nothing wrong with being half track champ. Yep,
I'll take it.
I've been there. And so the most important thing, engaged. When to who? Tell me about Lindsay.
Yeah, her name's Lindsay Pecorino. She used to race a lifetime ago. She actually raced Girl Pro in, I don't know, 1985, who knows. But no, she, yeah, we got engaged. I was going to do it Christmas morning because it was supposed to be just me and her, and then it ended up one of our roommates stayed over, so we got wine drunk the 23rd at night, and long story short, I ended up asking her. But yeah, wedding's planned for November 2nd, the weekend after the Houston race. So, you know, planning now, it's kind of a drag, and I got to keep it down on her side because she wants to talk about it every day, and I give her one day a week to talk about it.
I found that's the easiest thing, is just let them do all the planning. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, actually. I was just about to, we got through that pretty good right there, but I got the nerves out of the way, especially after I butchered yesterday's practice. So I appreciate you coming to hang out, and we'll throw it back up to the tent. Thanks, Nick.
Right on.
So, Mark Willers bringing us Mr. Nick Long, talking about half-track championships, the Olympics getting engaged as we look at some more race action. See Danny George getting squeezed out. Going back to third. If you notice on that women's side of the track, they have to cut that corner a little bit tighter than the men, so that first corner is actually more difficult for the women to take than the men. But the Russian rider pulling away from the pack during this one. With a nice, clean finish. Danny George just getting in there. There's Elise Willoughby straight to the front early on. Merle Van Bentham in third, and she's going to dive under the Brazilian rider right here. And McKeelson diving under her. I think Merle Van Bentham had all the momentum, but Elise Willoughby just walking away with it, almost actually going down, casing that jump, trying to stay super low into the second corner. She maintains her composure, though. Still finishes with a really fast lap.
Yeah, Lisa's been looking good all weekend long in practice. Looks nice and smooth, and also looks very relaxed off track as well, Jason. That's something I've noticed this weekend, and maybe a little bit of hidden confidence there. So we're just looking at Bethany Shriver in one of the later motos, going well on that 911 bike. Bethany had a bit of a mixed bag of results at the European Cup event last week in Zolder, but she's looking to make up for it this weekend here in Manchester at round one of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup. She's ridden this track here in Manchester many, many times. Doesn't actually live too close to here, so doesn't get to ride it as often as maybe certain other riders do, but she certainly doesn't look like she's showing it in this particular moto. Got ourselves a nice 5 or 6 bike length gap, even got a little bit of time to tweak it over the step up into the final straight, and just to bring it across that one.
Little style never hurt as we are getting ready for the Elite Men Last Chance Qualifier. Now, what does that mean, Rich? What is the Last Chance Qualifier?
The Last Chance Qualifier is literally the last chance for the riders to get into the knockout rounds. We've got the riders who didn't qualify through in the first round, back up on the hill for another go, but we only take 2 riders this time, not 4. And we're hoping that one of those 2 riders is going to be Mr. Ross Cullen out of Great Britain. He's there in lane number 1. Next door to Amadou Mia. Hugo Ballerini in there as well. Cole McConey, Bosa Van der Poets, and Arthur Pielard. Last Chance Qualifier number 1 is underway, so only 2 riders going through in this one, and Ross Cullen on the inside, he's in there in 3. Looks like Pielard leading it out and looking good. He's in there in 1. Who's the rider in there in 2? Amadou Mia it is. So Mia on his comeback to BMX, he's there in that second spot. Ross Cullen in 3. McConey of New Zealand going through. Nick Van der Poets is in there in 5. So Ross Cullen, has he got anything? He dives underneath Mia. The crowd are going wild down the final straight. Ross Cullen, is he going to hold it? Yes, he is. Arthur Pielard, Ross Cullen with a late charge to take second place in the Last Chance Qualifier, going through. big relief for the Great Britain rider.
Lives to fight another round.
Wow.
Looks like Pillard by jumping that triple. There's your official Pillard and Cullen. Looks like Pillard by jumping that triple, taking up that space. It kind of left Mir stuck, and Cullen, knowing this track, making it happen, and then the crowd giving him the push in that last straight, I'll say. Good ride by Cullen. As we head up for heat number 2, Jackal, Mentlik, Shunk, Eberhard, Villegas, Isidore, and Furlan. Man, these last chance qualifiers are just as tough as some of these quarterfinals and semifinals that I think we'll be seeing pretty soon, because only 2 make it out of the last chance qualifier, which makes it rough. As we're official. German rider in lane 1, we're going to see if he can make use of that. Quillen Isidore coming from the outside, the big German rider, as he files in with Villegas, but Isidore getting dove on by Furlan, but Isidore managing to catch up to second. Let's see if Isidore is going to grab some more, but Villegas shuts him down in the second corner, so it's going to be Villegas, followed by Team GB of Isidore, as they are going, but they are not just yet gone as they head down the last straightaway. Isidore with a nervous second place in just following Villegas. So it's going to be Villegas and Isidore 1 and 2, and that is all she wrote for the rest of the crew in that lap.
Yeah,
they're done for the day.
Isidore making it in. He really had to thread the needle as well down that second straight. And there's your confirmation of the result going through in that 28.948. But like you said, Jason, nervous times for Quillen Isidore in that last chance qualifier. I think he'll just be happy to be through. He'll reset himself mentally and then come back for the 16th. Heat number 3 of the last chance qualifier lining up there on the hill. Babris, Devecchi, Elias Verbinen, Ollie Schruel, Hugo Pontin, Eddie Moore out of Great Britain, Jai Honch from Australia, took that tumble in that early moto. Babris on the inside, Verbinen, Devecchi, Schruel, Pontin. So
Honch not showing up for this one. Looks like he's
pulled it over. Right, heat number 3 of the last chance qualifiers is underway. 2 going through, the rest going out, and it's Babris leading it into the turn. Look like Devecchi working his way into 2. Where is Eddie Moore? He's got plenty of work to do at the moment towards the back of the pack. So we'll have a look. It looks like the Latvian Babris, he's looking good in this one. Verbinen in there in 3, Eddie Moore in 4. He might have left himself just a little bit too much to do. The Belgian rider making a move. Oh, they've taken each other out. Eddie Moore looking like he's going to be the beneficiary of that one. Is he going to hold it to the line? Yes, he is. The Belgian had to go for the move in the final turn, but he took a rider with him. And Eddie Moore, it must be his birthday, because that was an absolute gift.
Well, I wonder if words are being spoken over there in the last corner, because that was a shot, and it definitely took them both out. But that's how it works in the LCQ. When you are in that final spot, as they say, the bubble position, you are definitely a target. So he was going for it. That was his last chance at the last chance.
Absolutely. I can only imagine the conversation between Verbinen and Devecchi in 2 separate languages, but I'm sure the words were pretty easy for them to
I have
understand.
the sneaking suspicion some English words were said as well, some
Quite
very
possibly.
choice, universal ones. Man. Well, there's your official. Babris and Moore, Eddie Moore with the gift. Everyone else will have to think about their efforts today. As we move on in the program, heat number 4, Elite Men, LCQ, Gargaglia, Kimmen, Justin, that is, Ryan Martin, Liu Hinstan, Boyle, and Strasdens. Boyle, new to the Supercross scene from the U.S. Ryan White, very young. He's had some injury. Justin Kieman. So this is a very young group of riders. As we can see Gargaglia in lane 1, waiting to get set up as he gets ready. Justin Kieman next to him, standing up. Ryan Martin out for the past, what, season and a half or so with injury.
Yeah, he had operation on his knee. It's good to see him back.
So he'll be coming back to form. Been on that bike for a long time, that Speedco. Well, it looks like they're on hold a bit as we see Martin taking a quick rest. Or maybe it's nerves, I'm not sure. We don't hear the starter's call, but I know when that hand goes out, it is ready to be on. Down the gate they go. Ryan Martin shut down with a quickness as it's Kimmin straight to the front. Gargaglia fighting for that second place. He's going to dive into second. And Boyle trying to go from fourth to third. We'll see what he does with that, but it's Kimmin walking away with it, followed by Gargaglia. Ryan Martin, though, Great Britain rider, probably knows this track better than Gargaglia. We'll see if he can find that second place, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. So it's going to be Kimmin, Gargaglia, Martin making a move down the last straight. Is it going to be enough? As they lunge, I doubt it. It looks like Kimmin and Gargaglia. Martin with a very disappointing third for the LCQ.
There is your official result. Justin Kimmin of the Netherlands taking the win in that one. To Giacomo Gargaglia of Italy, into Ryan Martin, unlucky in third, but I'm sure he'll take the experience that he's gained today and take it into tomorrow and make it a bit more positive. Riders lining up for heat number 6. Michael Bias, Maynard Peel, both out of New Zealand. Jonas Balbach out of Germany. Araya out of Chile. Ciottino out of Italy. And Mario Lopez out of Puerto Rico.
I'd say Team New Zealand's team has grown quite a bit since last season.
For sure. Number 6 of the last chance qualifiers leaving that gate. Let's have a look who's going to take it in towards that first turn. Maynard Peel in there in 4th at the moment, so he's got plenty of work to do as they go down that straight. That looks like Michael Bias though, leading it out. That's Maynard Peel worked his way up into 2, and Jonas Balbach of Germany, he's in there in 3. Making moves on the inside down the turn. Maynard Peel leaving the door open. Oh, elbows are flying in the corner. That's allowed the Italian rider to dive underneath. Who's going to get it? Bias is going to get it. The Italian rider coming through. Marty Ciottino benefiting from the clash in the final turn between Maynard Peel and Jonas Balbach.
Well, Peel could have shut the door, and looks like he got a little bit spooked and a little bit scared. I don't know what's going on with Peel. Balbach just missing out on that, and Ciottino being the benefactor. That tells you that there is not as much experience on that lap as we're used to seeing with some of the other riders that have already made it through. Nonetheless, they're all out there doing their best, so good to see a clean lap. As we head up to the start list, Rago Richard, Ladek, Grazian, Masuda, Bernhardt, and Bemelin. This is Heat 7, the Elite Men Last Chance qualifier. We're official as they head down the hill. Rago Richard with a disappointing first round. Round 1. Looks like he's going to be relegated into 2nd right now, so he's on the bubble as the Dutch rider showing him what to do. That will be Bemelin. Van Bemelin in front, followed by Richard and Ladek. But Richard in 2nd place. Not sure if he's got some heat on him or not. Looks like he's got a little bit of space, so barring anything catastrophic, he'll make it through. It's going to be Van Bemelin. And the French rider manualing or wheeling down the last straightaway for the final position.
There are your official results. Bart van Bemmelen taking the win with Mathis Rago Richard. He's in there in 2. Radic in there in 3. Musada in 4. Bernhardt in 5. And Grazian of Italy in there in 6. Heat number 8 lining up on the gates. We've got Bento Bujaki, Yoshimura, Roman Racine, Santos, Hashimoto, and Tobias Meyer in there as well. And as Heat 8 of the last chance qualifiers leads that gate, looks like Tobias Meyer got a great start there with a 2.615 down the hill, but it's the 2.54 leading it out. Roman Racine, he's riding out of France and leading them into that second turn. Got himself a nice gap now, so there'll be a battle for that second spot. One rider's hit the deck, it's the Japanese rider, so his day is over. Racine looking good and safe in this one. It's just a question of who's going to get that second position. Racine's going to get it. Who's going to get the two? It's going to be a close finish. Yoshimura of Japan taking it from Bujaki. I don't know what happened to Tobias Meyer because he was good to the bottom of the hill, but he's ended up coming in fourth. Must have been some action in that first turn.
Definitely disappointing to be in qualifying position and then not end up qualifying, that's for sure. With only 2 going through, definitely makes things a lot tougher. Mathematically, your odds are greater that you won't make it out of a last chance qualifier when we're taking through 2. There, your official Racine and Yoshimura. Yoshimura, kind of a racing name, so to speak, if you follow motocross. As we head up for heat number 9, Shotman, Isidore, Yoshi, that's Tian Isidore, Ryushkin, Webster, and Topinka. Tian Isidore in lane 2, not the best start as he goes straight to the back of the pack. Looks like Shotman there with the first place into the first corner at least, followed by a group of riders. Maybe that's Topinka in second place. Not sure. We'll have to get an official on that, but it's going to be Shotman, Topinka, Webster. Webster is going to definitely be shopping. Look for the inside move coming up right here. Let's see if he does it. He gives him a shot. Looks like, oh, he's off the pedals. Topinka holding on. We'll see if he can get it. He might have been slowed down too much. Shotman goes away, and Isidore from Great Britain taking advantage of it all. Incidentally, Tian Isidore racing with a wrist wrap as he is recovering from a wrist injury several weeks ago. There's your official Mitchell Shotman and Tian Isidore. The crowd likes that. They will move on in the program.
We're going to take it to the back of the hill now, or back up to the top of the hill for number 10 of the last chance qualifiers. Shimada, Kriegers, Matsushita, Schaub, Tonabize, and Kikuchi. So Japan well represented in this one. Let's see if 2 of their riders can make it in. So it's Shimada and Kriegers on the inside. Shimada not looking like he got the best of starts. He's going to get squeezed, I think, going into that turn. And Christus Kriegers, oh, 1, 2 riders gone. Japan definitely lost a couple in that one. Kriegers leading it out in the middle. Looks like Philippe Schaub who's in there in 2 at the moment. Oh, Tristan Tornabize went down in that pile-up as well. So let's have a see as they go into the final turn. Looks like Schaub and Kriegers have got way more than enough space. They've just got to cruise it across the line. Kriegers and Schaub 1 and 2, and it all went wrong for Japan in that first turn. Kikuchi coming through in 3, 7 seconds behind. I think the man with the brush in the first turn is going to be pretty busy this afternoon. The amount of action that's going on in there, the amount of dust that's probably going to be left behind.
Well, I can tell you the one thing about these indoor arenas, the dust, there is a bit of dust, and there's always a light film on these corners. There's your official Christian Kriegers and Philip Schaub, but there's always a light film of dust kind of swirling about, so it does settle on these corners, and it can get a little bit slippy. I feel like slippy's better for dust, and slippery is better when it comes with ice or water. What do you say?
I'll go with that one.
Okay, we'll go with that. This looks like there were some technical things. So this is heat number 4. Seegers, Molina, Verhoeven, Klassens, Tehiko, and Zabala. They got it all worked out. Probably mechanical. Down the hill they go. Looks like Zabala or Verhoeven straight to the front. So Okendo in second place. Okendo's going to be playing it tight. He's probably going to be looking for first place, but they both are. Okendo straight to the front, actually. So Okendo just bullying Verhoeven, saying, I want the first place. I'm getting out of this last chance. Verhoeven now looking to race for his life and get through. He's got some trouble on him, but Okendo qualifying through, and we'll see if Trujillo or Verhoeven got it as it is a photo finish. Wow, talk about experience right there. Okendo, Carlos Okendo just crashing the first round, coming back, finds himself in second. He knows second place is the bubble position. Makes his way to first place with the official. Brandon Tehico beating out Verhoeven, so that's disappointing for him. But Okendo and Tehico will be your official from that last chance. But yeah, Okendo just showing the experience right there and how much that matters. As we go to the elite women last chance. Looks like Felicia Stansel in lane 1.
A couple of Dutch riders in there as well. Van der Valk's in there. From Japan. She took a tumble in the first one, and Kanami Tano also from Japan. So the Japanese ladies well represented in this last chance qualifier heat number 1. But Felicia Stansel of the USA, she's going to want to make this one count for sure. So the extra lap she could have probably done with not doing.
Stinks for her. But maybe not if she gets through. Maybe it's the extra lap she needs to reset herself.
Quite possibly. All right, heat 1 of the last chance qualifier for elite women. Hatakeyama got a great start, but it's Felicia Stansel of the USA leading this one out exactly in the position she needs to be, and she's looking good. She's got about 5 or 6 bike lengths on the rider in second place. It looks like Hatakeyama from Japan. So Stansel, Hatakeyama 1 and 2, Tano in 3, Van der Valk in 4, but the front 2 riders, there's only 2 going through, and 2 are looking comfortable. Felicia Stansel of the USA, she's going to take the last chance qualifier. Hatakeyama's going to go through in 2, Tano in 3, Van der Valk in 4.
Wow, that's definitely difficult for the Japanese contingent with 3 Japanese riders in a only taking 2 scenario. There's your official, Stansel and Hatakeyama. That was the women's last chance. We see the beautiful shot at the track.
Just 4 riders lined up, including Ruby Huisman.
That's it. As we look at the start list, only 3. So Petch, Simpson, and Huisman. New Zealand, Canada, and the Netherlands. Only 2 getting through. So with only 3 riders on the track, there's going to be a lot of room out there to make some moves. That's what I would be thinking if I were in this lap. Down the hill they go. Looks like Petch getting edged out by Huisman. So Ruby Huisman straight to the front. Petch looks like Huisman wants to gain some ground, or gain some ground, spread out some ground between them both, excuse me. So it's going to be Huisman, Petch, and Simpson. Simpson with a lot of ground to gain. So it looks like they're all spread out. Petch looks like she might be safe to take that second place and final qualifying position. She almost makes a mistake down the last straight, but gets through. It's going to be Huisman and Petch with the qualification for the last chance.
Yeah, that's another rider we didn't expect to see in the last chance qualifiers, Ruby Huisman out of the Netherlands, but she took the win in that one. Rebecca Petch into Molly Simpson in 3. No Krista van Niederhausen in that one. Not quite sure why she didn't start, but let's hope she's okay and can come back and race again tomorrow.
You know, sometimes it's as simple as getting up there and you have a flat tire. And
Next up, Vanessa Buldinska, Hayakawa, Rhys Santos, and Emma Jeteau. This is the third last chance qualifier for elite women.
the French is getting good, Rich.
It's all those croissants I eat, Jason.
Again, awesome.
Right, let's have a look who's going to go through in this one. 4 riders are in it. 2 are going to go through. 2 are going to go out. Rhys Santos it is, and Buldinska going 1 and 2 in the turn. But if you remember, Emma Jeteau put in some serious skills in the last 2 straights in Azerbaijan last year. Worked her way into a qualifying position in one of those qualifying rounds. Can she do it again? Rhys Santos leading it on. Buldinska in 2. Jeteau in 3. She might have just left herself a little bit too much to do. What's going to go on down the final straight? Front 2, good and clear. Buldinska's going to get the 2. Rhys Santos is going to win it. Santos going to get it. Buldinska, Jeteau couldn't quite make it happen. Hayakawa from Japan out in 4.
Great ride by Rhys Santos. Looks like she's done a lot of work this year with the really fast first straightaway. Rhys Santos and Buldinska, they will be your official. They get to keep fighting the good fight as they move on through the program. We're going to head back up the hill for heat number 3 of the women's elite. Last chance, we have Gayhart, Eberhard, Escobar, and Gonzalez.
Specifically, can those riders go through? All right, last chance qualifying for the ladies underway. Again, looks like Julia Alves dos Santos is leading into the turn. Emma Granger in 3. Eleanor Stafford of Great Britain working away underneath. Here comes Imogen Hill as well. So the Brazilian leading it out. The English woman in there in 2. Eleanor Stafford looking like she's riding a control lap, but she's being chased down by the other British rider, Imogen Hill. So Stafford Hill, there's 2 British riders, 1 spot left. Looks like Julia Alves dos Santos is going to hold on to it. Eleanor Stafford coming under pressure from Imogen Hill. Eleanor's going to hang on. She goes through in that 2nd spot. Imogen Hill in 3. Emma Granger in 4. The Brazilian taking the win. Julia Alves dos Santos winning the last chance qualifier. Eleanor Stafford in there in 2, and Imogen Hill unlucky in 3.
That was the last of the last chances. And there's your shot of the gate and the track. Not us, though. We're actually behind the finish line banner. Next time we see the women, it will be the 8th finals, the first of the single elimination rounds. 4th or better will move you on. 5th or worse will have you going home. But before we move any further, we are going to pitch. We're going to pitch to our good friend Mark Willers in the rider's corner. I have no clue who he's going to talk to now. It's always going to be a surprise for us. But we're going to pitch to Mark Willers in the rider's corner and listen in for the scoop on the conversation. Looks like there's some people still getting their water and doing their cool down. So until then, we will take another fine look at the BMX racing. This is from the round 1. We see Smulders and Pahone putting on a show, or clinic, I should say, for the rest of the group in that moto. Heat. Rich, you were saying you were quite pleased to see Mariana back on the bike.
Yeah, absolutely. The queen of BMX, Mariana Pahon, you know, she's had a long time out with injury, and I think it's just really important that we have, you know, a rider of her stature. I think back in the sport, it's good for the crowd, it's good for the fans, it's good for the action, and it's just great to see her. So she's going to have a work cut out, because I think, Jason, if a rider has a period of time out like that with injury, how do you find that kind of the process of getting back into racing again? Do you feel that might be something that would take a bit more time, even for somebody as experienced as Mariana?
Well, that's the issue, right? So not only is there the injury itself, depending on the type of injury, but then also how that plays tricks with and on your mind about getting back, because especially at a high level, you want and actually expect to come back as good as, if not better. But sometimes your injuries don't always allow for that. So it's really a battle of will, so to speak, and will and reality as well, because you're pushing so hard, but then at the same time there's this yin and yang of it where you have to allow that injury to heal properly so that you can move forward in a way that's healthy.
Watch Natalia Afamova and Meryl Smulders going into the final turn. There's Jesse Smith in the 3, particular moto. And the Russians, Jason, certainly becoming what I would describe as a powerhouse nation in BMX, both in the men and the women's category. We're seeing their riders build, develop, get better, get faster, and they're always a threat.
Definitely in the women's, for sure. I mean, even with their 2 prominent riders gone, the Russians are still doing well, as we see Elise Post run away with it. Looks like Mark has found his next victim, and we are going to pitch to Mark Willers for the rider's corner right now.
First race of the year, all the races in a while, so it's good to be here.
I'm pleased that I actually said Elise Willoughby, because it actually just rolled off the tongue, so I'm stoked. What do you think of the first straight out there? Like, the first jump's a lot smaller than it has been, and so now a lot of you girls are getting to the first turn closer, although you're out in front anyway. But do you think it's going to create any problems cutting back to that second straight?
It's definitely tight. It's really hard in general to get away on this track ever. Everyone's coming in there quick. You're over the bars on like a little manual coming in. So, yeah, you just hope that everyone has a little bit of respect out there, because there's not too many places you can go when you've got 8 people there. It's going to divide the riders by the exit of the corner, because there's going to be people stuck on the inside, have nowhere to go. People coming from the outside, if they get a good one, coming in with a good line from the outside. So, yeah, I think it'll get a little bit dicey in there, and I think for everybody, the men, it's just tight because we're going so fast here. But that's going to be part of the tactics, is how hopefully get out front and be able to avoid the unfortunate probably carnage that's going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's probably a slower pace out of the first turn, so it's better crashing there than off the first jump.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I love big jumps, so I actually used to be a really big fan of the first straight here, but I understand why they wanted to change it. It's definitely smaller. I can only imagine for the guys, like pushing through that. I know how it feels for us ladies, and everyone just keeps getting faster. So yeah, hopefully in years to come they can lengthen it out a little bit again, or make it a little more of a step up again. That's just what I prefer. But.
Yeah, we need to see some more of those. Papendale first straights, like what was it 2011 when you sent that triple into the first turn?
Yeah,
Like, that was a big advantage. So we need more things like that.
Yeah, I love these big jumps, and it's hard when you have two jumps only. We're going the fastest we go at the bottom of the hill, and then that transition. So when you're gonna basically carry every ounce of that speed over the jump when it's that small and flat like that, yeah, you're carrying even more momentum into the corner. So I think it ultimately kind of slowed the racing down just a hair when the jumps were a little bit more tech or bigger. So we'll see what happens in the future, but it's good, it's fun, it's fast, and yeah, it's not as much of a survival of the fittest going around the track, so that's good.
Nice. And so you picked up a new sponsor, I hear.
Yeah.
Toyota.
Oh, yeah, Toyota. I'm really excited about that. They're obviously an Olympic partner and Paralympic partner, and their images, their motive aligns with mine, and they just want to, have mobility for all. And I don't want to take for granted, what we get. I always host a charity event for MS, and I always want to push that, no matter what your circumstance, we're lucky. Our bodies do what they want them to do, but not everybody has that privilege. So, and obviously through Sam's injury and just kind of learning more and more about it, it's really an honor to be a part of their mission and the Olympic movement.
All right, and thanks for that. Thanks for sitting down with me, and we're going to throw it back up to the guys in the tower.
All right, hearing from Mark and Elise Willoughby.